Hello and welcome back to Sly 2, Band of Thieves. Bentley's looking very angry. Probably because he knows we need to blow up the dam.
Rajan's holed up in his temple. Got any ideas to force him out of hiding?
My research indicates that tigers have an aversion to water. By destroying that dam, the temple will be filled with a runoff.
Flooding him out, huh? Good plan, but I don't think your bombs are strong enough to do the job.
You're correct. Fortunately, while monitoring the bug in Rajan's office, I overheard that a new autopilot attack helicopter had just arrived. It's sitting inside this truck.
Stay sharp. That dam is sure to be well protected.
That seems like a very, very unsafe place to have a helicopter, but I mean, sure, whatever works. Also, blowing up the wheel blows up the entire box thing. A box thing which clearly isn't supposed to keep that entire fucking helicopter. You know, the spinny things that are things they were, you know, clearly popping out. Anyway, here we have a mode that's very similar to what we did with Murray earlier back in the previous India mission. In that we are flying around and trying to destroy some things, with attack helicopters coming against us. For the most part, these helicopters are basically harmless. As you can see, they're about as bad as shooting as Carmelita is, so there really isn't much of a threat there. There's gonna be a few rogue missiles that seems to be like heat-seeking or something. Oh, and sometimes you just go completely all up in your business. But yeah, the helicopters don't take a lot of hits, the dam doesn't take a lot of hits. All in all, this is just a harmless and nice simple mission. You might want to pay some attention to the heating of the gun if you're in trouble or anything, but just like before, there's hardly any punishment at all for heating it up too much.
Nice shooting, Bentley. Hope Rajan knows how to swim.
A piece of the dam struck the chopper. It's going down.
Is he yelling timber? Whoa, maybe it should have.
Ooh, ow, ah, oof. Oh.
Good job, Bentley. We did it. We just have a couple more things we need to do before we're ready to start on the next big heist. One of the things we need to do isn't actually, you know, directly contributing to that, and that is getting the treasures that we haven't gotten yet. The first of which we get to by taking this stupid trek one last time. So, let's do a recount here. If you want to get everything in this level, do all the missions, well, all the missions you need to do anyway. But do that, get all the bottles and all the treasures. You need to go here a total 2 times to get 3 different bottles. Then you go there once again to do the ruby mission, and now we're going here a final 4th time in order to get this treasure, which happens to be booby trap, but of course the timer is very forgiving as always. You can waste a lot of time and still have plenty to go. And for that reason, I don't find it particularly necessary to show me getting back to the hideout, because it's really not a challenge. The second treasure can also be found right at the temple. The top there is where we found the first one, and over here found the broken bridge. We just go on over, do this jump one more time, which you can make. You're supposed to go on the side there, but you don't need to. This one is also booby trapped, and it's also equally forgiving with the timer. And the last treasure is indeed on the temple. Yeah, it's a bit strange. The bottles were better hidden than ever before, but the treasures were just kinda all in the same location. I don't get it. But this one isn't even booby trapped, so if you're just careful around the enemies, you don't need to worry about anything. With that, we only have one more mission we need to do before being ready for the big heist, and it is right here? Yes, it's a little bit hidden. You just need to fall in the water and die. Good job. No, really. We go on the side here, and there's this tiny little indent here, which we haven't had any reason to go to before, because this door wouldn't be opened until this mission is available.
According to Rajan's blueprints, you're near the spice grinding facility. However, the passage is blocked by those laser fences.
Looks like they're using TNT to create these catacombs. Maybe I can borrow some to destroy the fences. You're the demolitions expert. How am I supposed to use that stuff?
Oh, it's simple. Just jump in, walk the barrel to your target, jump out, and get clear of the blast radius. But be careful around floor lasers, Sly. The TNT barrels won't work on them.
Is going inside the barrel really the safest way to be tackling this? I mean, can we not just sort of carry it or just push it like this? Then we could just ignite it by, like, punching it. You know, like that. No, but really, the fact that you can push the barrel like this is kind of interesting, because it gave me an idea, what if I could push the barrels across these floor lasers? Obviously walking over them isn't going to be an option, but I figured maybe they didn't program the barrel to be affected by them, just maybe. However, as you'll soon see, they did sequence break proof. Sequence break proof? Yeah, the barrel will explode after a while if you don't go in it. If you were to somehow get the barrel to explode all the way by the gate there, that would be a huge shortcut for this mission. But that's probably not possible. What you instead want to do is to get in the barrel and leave it right here. Already you can probably see the general pattern of this mission. We need to get into the next barrel now and keep going even further. It can quickly get kinda slow and tedious, but fortunately this is really not the longest mission at all, so I personally don't really mind it too much. And for that matter, for now we can just ditch the barrel, we don't need it just yet. If we just make our way past these spotlights, and under and above or whatever you want to do with these lasers, look at this!
I'm within visual range of the spice grinder. What's next?
Rajan won't come out of hiding while spice is still being manufactured. If we destroy the grinder, he'll be out of business and have no reason to stick around the temple.
Great. We do the world a favor and Rajan's forced out into the open.
Start by getting a hold of that TNT down there. It's worth mentioning that guards won't be able to detect you if you stay still while in the TNT barrel.
Nice. An explosive disguise.
Place the explosive near that grinding wheel, and it'll be blown to bits.
Now the fact that guards won't see you in the TNT barrel, that's fine and all, but like, what reason do you have to not just kill the guards? I mean, I feel like Bentley kind of gives the impression that the mission will be failed somehow if you get spotted by the guards, and that's just not true. But anyway, here we can actually see the Insanity Strike finally in action. Because now those two are just sort of gonna be duking it out for a while. We can come back around and take a look at them, see if they're having a good time. Eventually though, once there's only one guy left, he's gonna be hostile towards you again. Okay, so now that there are no more guards around, we can now use this TNT barrel to do two things. First and foremost, for whatever reason, you can break this door. Like so. And I don't entirely see the purpose of it, to be honest. It doesn't, you know, do anything. And the Thieves raccoon in the corner there indicated that the game even saved for some reason. I really don't get it. It seems completely pointless, aside from the fact that you get a somewhat decent amount of money from it. Anyway, you take the TNT barrel over this way and explode this gate. Or not. Or yes. Doing so will grant you access back to this place, which you might recognize. This is where it went up just a minute ago. And if you're curious, you cannot bring the barrel over this way because the laser floors, the floor lasers, thank you, allow you to, well, don't allow you. What is the opposite of allowing? Disallowing? Maybe. I don't know. Since you can't jump in the barrel without just jumping out of it, you can't pass through floor lasers like that, is what I was trying to say. Right back here, you really want to have taken down the guards already, or otherwise it's just gonna be a pain. This is why Bentley mentioned that you won't get spotted inside the barrel by a guard, because, you know, they're gonna stand on watch and have their lights to the sides and the other sides, and they're gonna be watching you. You need to stand still to avoid them, and it's just kind of a pain. This looks dangerous, but remember, it's just spice, so you can walk on it. And that is it for Rajan's spice business.
It looks like spice production has fallen behind. Wait, it's completely stopped.
Partial flooding didn't work, so it's time to go the distance. Blowing up the temple's elephant mouth should turn this grotto into a swimming pool. I'll cover Murray from the chopper's gun turret while he pries the mouth open. Once that's done, Sly will need to walk the Cherry Bomb 500 into the throat. Then get to high ground as fast as you can. Rajan is sure to show up and be extra angry. Jump him, snag his half of the clockwork heart, and we're out of here.
What were you feeling for, Murray? It's supposed to be soft, it's fine. Anyway, it is time for Operation Wet Tiger.
Let's head out for the turret, Murray. Alright, I'll set up shop here and provide covering fire while you try to pry open the elephant's mouth for Sly.
Check.
Why can't Bentley jump that high normally? That would be so much handier. Anyway, I feel like you can really tell that Murray was not planned well at all for this level. The heist is the only mission that he activates, and all he does in both his missions where he's involved is to just kind of run from point A to point B, basically.
Clear out those guards before you take a crack at opening the mouth.
But what? Murray, you missed? Okay, whatever. Let's show off the thunder breaking thing. You know, the thing that gives the shockwave, basically. Wasn't really that helpful now because there weren't a lot of enemies, but still, you saw the effect.
Muscles to the test and pry that thing open.
Sorry, Sly, didn't mean to talk over you.
Facade under assault. Put down this attack.
Gadzooks! Rajan is raining down a bunch of Hunter-Seeker bombs on Murray. He'll never be able to get that mouth open unless I destroy all of them.
And in fact, we need to do this for some reason on the wobbly tower, meaning our aim is never going to be standing still. It can be a tad bit annoying, but thankfully it doesn't actually make this more difficult, really. Somehow, this is an even simpler version of the turret things we've been doing before. We need to hit all of the targets, and you'd think that that might make things a little bit tricky, but look at how slowly they're falling! It's completely non-threatening! What I like to do is to just kind of move in this zigzag pattern, because it'll create this wall of our shots, which the falling missile things generally don't have an easy time passing through. Again, Carmelita, take your notes. This is how you do it. No, joking, of course. Whoa, this guy is actually getting a tiny bit low here. Still not a threatening altitude, you know, but do keep in mind that if even one of these missiles hits Murray, it's game over, and we need to try this segment over again.
All clear for my position. How are you coming on that lever, Murray?
I'm working on it.
Hit buttons fast to keep your strength up.
Yes, work that X, square, triangle, or circle button, wherever your thumb happens to be positioned.
Yes, the Murray's might and muscle triumphs again. The mouth is open. You're all clear to bring in the Cherry Bomb 500.
And now for the by far silliest part of the heist. We need to walk this bomb all the way back to where Murray is, and the silliness is only strengthened by the constant Anyway, you might think that being this slow and being unable to jump out of the barrel is a huge disadvantage, you know, what if enemies spot you or anything. Really, there's very little to worry about. I think there's just a single enemy that's gonna be in your way, and he's very easy to just simply walk around, no problems. Yeah, see right there, that was the biggest challenge of them all. Because, remember, you don't make any noise when you walk around like this. And already we can see our good pal Murray here. Hey! That was high-pitched, I'm sorry. I just get excited when I see Murray, okay? Can you really blame me? Anyway, you just place the barrel right here. And dramatic slow motion!
Black clouds and thunderbolts, my spice temple, ruined! I will no longer hide while you villains destroy my hard-won empire. This place is mine. Here I am king. Come, face me, Cooper. With Clockwork's black heart, I will show you true power. You are nothing. Come face the might of Rajan, lord of these hills.
Boy, when we try to tick someone off, we really do the job.
Yes, you do seem to have quite a talent for it.
Constable Neela, slumming it with the thieves again?
That man is an illegal spice trader. He should be brought to justice.
All I'm after is the clockwork part. You help me take him down, and the bust is all yours.
Just try to keep up.
Rajan is pissed, and we need to calm him down a little bit. Like, somehow he has these magic thunder powers from his staff, and Sly, just knock it off. And we need to be on the right side. Here we go. He's going to telegraph his attacks by showing which general direction he's going to be shooting the thunder, and you obviously need to avoid them. That was a... Oh shit, I fell down. Hey, Neela. I'm here to help.
Neela, now!
Sorry.
What are you doing?
Oh, Sly! I'm coming, buddy! This is it? This is the Cooper gang I've heard so much about and feared these long hours? The Murray will renew your fear. Who's the Murray? All I see is a fat, pathetic weakling. I might be big and not as smart as the other guys, but one thing I'm not is weak.
Murray, you are goddamn right! And to prove it, we have an awesome one-on-one fist fight, well, fist and staff fight, against Rajan! He's mostly going to be attacking with his staff twice like this, one horizontally and one vertically. This can be very easily avoided by just jumping and running around. It doesn't really matter where exactly you go, because likely it's gonna get you out of his way. Eventually, Rajan is gonna call in some reinforcements. Now this might actually be a good opportunity to use the Fist of Fury, just because it is instant kill. The last thing worth mentioning about this fight is that you want to aim to push Rajan towards the wall. For some weird reason, Murray is immune to the electricity in the wall, but Rajan isn't. If you get him towards the wall and get him electrocuted, that's gonna give you an extra free hit. Now, can we talk about how freaking badass Murray has become? He went from being just this wobbly little doofus to being... well, he's still kind of wobbly and doofy, but he is so much stronger. And I don't mean physically, I mean as a person. He's just grown into this really sweet and passionate person, and I love him so much. Just the way that he so clearly cares very deeply for his friends, and he actually cares a lot about himself too, and his own principles. Like, just this very brief conversation he had with Rajan really shows that Murray is aware of his flaws, but most importantly proud of his strengths. I think he's a very strong and very lovable character, and honestly, I just cannot get enough of him.
Victory belongs to the Murray. Sly's gonna want this half of the Clockwork Heart safe and sound.
Happy day.
What? Neela? Throw down a ladder! Sly's hurt real bad! Can you hear me? I said Sly's hurt!
There they are, Contessa. Just as I promised. The Cooper gang and Rajan all incapacitated.
Excellent police work, Constable Neela. Carmelita's never been able to catch the Cooper gang. Yet you captured them in just a few short weeks.
Well, I never...
Really, Carmelita. Accept your defeat gracefully.
Actually, Contessa, there's a good reason Inspector Fox never caught the Cooper gang. She's been in league with them the whole time. Liar! Prove it! This is a photo of Carmelita dancing with Sly Cooper on the night the Clockwork Wings were stolen. But I didn't know I was dancing with Cooper!
You two certainly seem very familiar in this picture. Men, place Inspector Fox under arrest.
I'll get you, Neela! Don't think I won't.
Such a pity when an officer falls from the light.
Yes, indeed.
I can't believe it! That double-crossing, cockney liar!
The job is completed, but at what cost?
Though statistically improbable, I had to face the facts. Neela had betrayed us, my teammates were captured, and I was all alone. While intellectually inferior, Sly and Murray had always been a rich source of sociological interest. The long walk out of the jungle gave me time to reflect, and with each passing step, my sense of isolation grew. Shockingly, my comrade's absence had a profound emotional effect on me. This was it. This was the true test of friendship. Upon reaching the van, my resolve was hardened. I had to save my friends. But first things first, I had to learn how to drive a stick shift.